Assalamualaikum to my dear supervisor, Madam Siti Nooratu Aina binti Muhammad Yusof, and my respectful panel, Professor Madia, Dr. Muhammad Saiful Rizal bin Abdul Hamid. My name is Hanis Nabila binti Muhammad Fikri, and I am from FYP Section 1, will be presenting my PSM2, titled, The Impact of E-Wallet in the Retail Industry Through Consumer Perception Among the Youth Generation in Malaysia. The first slide is about problem statement. Karim 2020. E-wallet may be considered a precursor to conventional banking because they enable consumer to conduct money transfer and payment at lower cost in a convenient and time efficiently. But then, according to SHU 2018, due to Malaysia demonetizing economies of growth, the adoption of e-wallets remain unfavorable. Next, according to Shafika Kadirun 2020, she stated that in her research that NFC product has a number of drawbacks, including consumer who has misplaced their wallets or credit card and their account compromised by irresponsible individuals. Moreover, the Almeida 2018 state that cash is hard to penetrate. Money that has been lost or stolen is almost certain, and it will be permanent loss. Proceed to the next slide, which are about research question and research objective. So, this research has identified 3 research questions and 3 research objectives basically. In this research, there are 3 research questions that needs to be evaluated, which are first, what is the factor that affecting the youth generation in Malaysia to use e-wallet in the retail industry? Second, what is the impact of e-wallet in the retail industry to consumer perception among the youth generation in Malaysia? Third, which factor is the most influential on consumer perception towards e-wallet in the retail industry among the youth generation in Malaysia? So, basically this research question is related to the study. Second is about research objective. Research objective here is first to analyze the factor that affecting the youth generation in Malaysia to use e-wallet in the retail industry. Second, to examine the impact of e-wallet in the retail industry through consumer perception among the youth generation in Malaysia. And the third one is to identify the most influential factors on consumer perception on using e-wallet in the retail industry in Malaysia. Hence, this research question and research objective is related to the study. Literature review. In this research, I did find the past research based on the previous articles that is related to my study. The literature review definition has been proposed by analyze the link of independent variable, which is perceived easy of use, perceived usefulness, and private and security. Continue literature review to this slide. Attitude is one of the independent variable. Let's continue to this side. And another one is dependent variable, which is consumer perception among the youth generation. And all the research finding is based on previous 5 years articles. Theoretical framework. The research framework that has been proposed is by analyze the link of independent variables, which are perceived easy of use, perceived usefulness, private and security, and attitude, and with the dependent variable, which is consumer perception. Hence, my theoretical framework are based on technology accepted model, TAM, and the research timeline that have been used in this research is in 5 years' time. Hypothesis. In this study, the hypothesis for this study has shown the significant relationship between one another, which are independent and dependent variables. Research methodology. For research methodology, the researcher has done the research design that describe the descriptive research. And the next one is data sources. Data sources here means that it has a quantitative method and questionnaire via Google Form. The next one is methodology choice. Methodology choice here, what I did is I use the primary data and secondary data, which is questionnaire, to distribute, and another one find the secondary data by finding the articles, journals, and internet sources. The fourth one is reliability and validity. Reliability here is using pilot test with 36 respondents. This is what I did. And another one is sample size for youth generation and from the source of KJ Morgan 1970. The research location in this research methodology is in Malaysia. That consists 4 regions, which is North, South, East, and West Peninsula in Malaysia, and consists of Sabah Sarawak too. For data analysis method, I've been using descriptive analysis, Pearson correlation analysis, and regression analysis. And another one is research methodology for respondent profile, which is about knowledge about e-wallet, gender, age, educational level, occupational level, income level, location, and how often that we use e-wallet. Respondent profile. Respondent profile that have been done in this research is about 10 questions, which is about gender. First one is about gender. Gender here, the majority of the respondent is women, which is consists of 204 respondents and consists of 50.6%. The second one is age. The highest age that have been answered the questionnaire is from the age of 20 to 24, which is 108 respondents, and it is 36.8%. The next one is educational level. The highest level educational level is degree, with data collected is 155 respondents. which is 38.5%. The next one is occupational level. The highest one is private sector, consists of 37.5%. Next one is income level. For income level, the income level of 1,001 to 3,000 is state the highest, which is 97 respondent, with state of 23.6%. Next respondent profile is location. Location here, we have two, which is base of birth and current location. But somehow, votes of the respondent profile for location shows that the Western, which is at Kuala Lumpur and Selangor, state the highest for place of birth and current location. For place of birth, it has 111 respondents, and for current location, it stated that 176 respondents. Continuing to the respondent profile for how often do you use an e-wallet. So it states that consumer did use e-wallet for every month. It is stated that 105 respondents out of 402 has been used the e-wallet service for every month. And the next one is knowledge of e-wallet. It states that most of the respondents have high knowledge of e-wallet. That state 180 respondents out of 402 respondents. And for the use of e-wallet is 100%. Say yes. One of the research findings in this research is a reliability of Cambridge Alpha. This slide shows the summary result of Cambridge Alpha for pilot test and for the whole research. The result of Alpha shows that very good for 0.8 and the full result state 0.9, which is excellent. For the next research finding is the Pearson and correlation. For the Pearson and correlation, it states that the privacy and security has the strong correlation, which state the interpretation result at above of 0.6. So it is strong interpretation. The model summary shows the summary of 0.730 indicating a high correlation between independent and dependent variables. Hence, for ANOVA, the p-value for regression, it shows the significant, which is less than 0.5 significant level. For hypothesis testing, it shows that all the variable is accepted except for the attitude. It is not accepted as the significant number is more than 0.05. For the objective one, it states that review past research article analyze the factor that affecting the youth generation in Malaysia to use e-wallet in the retail industry. That is consists of perceived ease of use, perceived usefulness, privacy and security, and also attitude. Second objective is to examine the impact of e-wallet in the retail industry through consumer perception among the youth generation in Malaysia. So, review past research article to analyze the impact of e-wallet in the retail industry through consumer perception among the youth generation in Malaysia based on Chapter 2 literature review. This factor has positive and negative, implying that the system is not flawless as it is appear because, as we all know, everything and anything based to technology is prone to error. So, the impact is on retail industry and also on consumer perception. As the p-value of perceived usefulness, perceived ease of use, and attitude is below than 0.05. Meanwhile, the privacy and security obtained the p-value is less than 0.005. For objective 3, it is to identify the most influential factors on consumer perception on using e-wallet in the retail industry among the youth generation in Malaysia. So, the result shows that perceived usefulness has the significant that has the highest beta value of 0.305 and the highest alpha, which is 0.368 in the regression analysis. So, it's determined the mean consumer perception of using e-wallet in Malaysia in the retail industry itself. Conclusion and limitation. For limitation of the study is the research was conducted in Malaysia and the questionnaire was collected online via email, WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram, and all the online social media. And the researchers spent considerable time locating respondents due to COVID-19 issue and MCO issue too. The next one is recommendation. It is recommended for future research to try different type of data collection, which is qualitative, or researchers also can use large sample size and solicit respondent to responses from diverse range of respondents for future research. Another one, future research can prepare dual language such as English and Malay to get others to understand. In conclusion, this research can be concluded to identify the impact of e-wallet in the retail industry through consumer perception among the youth generation in Malaysia, and the perceived usefulness has been identified as the highest factor influencing consumer perception on using e-wallet in the retail industry among the youth generation in Malaysia. And this study also can help the researcher, government, and retail industry to more understand on consumer perception about e-wallet and make it easier for daily usage among the youth generation in Malaysia. So this is the Gantt chart for PSM1. This is the Gantt chart for PSM2. Thank you.